You know, back in my university days, I once took a course called Introduction to Midnight Movies and Cult Film. And I sure saw a lot of interesting films, although I'll tell you right now, I don't think all of them genuinely deserve to be studied. So apropos of nothing, hey, let's talk about a new movie that certainly qualifies as kind of a cult film. Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about Forbidden Fruits.
It's the tree eating girls. They're like mall royalty.
Said I wouldn't dare cross over. Watch me take this hoe over.
Do I know you? I don't think so. I just got here last week. What are you up to tonight?
Well, I was gonna go home and
What do you want to be up to tonight?
Forbidden Fruits is the story of some young women who work at a boutique in a Dallas mall, and for some reason they all have fruit names. There's Fig, who's played by Alexandra Shipp, Victoria Pedretti as Cherry, and ruling over them all is Apple, played by Lily Reinhart. They're like a post-high school version of Mean Girls mixed with The Craft, because these women are all in their own coven. They seem a little incomplete, but that's all changing when a new pretzel shop worker shows up, and her name is Pumpkin. That's Lola Tongue as the new girl Pumpkin, and she quickly joins the coven. Now she seems to have some secrets, but so do all of these witchy women, and revealing these secrets might have some very deadly consequences for them all. So this is being sold as a horror movie because of the witchcraft angle, and things do get bloody in the end. But honestly, this is more melodrama and interpersonal conflict than actual fright flick here. There's a whole lot of sisterhood, but I honestly think that horror fans will be saying, hey, where's the blood? Now note that I said melodrama, not drama, as these characters are all over the top, chewing scenery in a way that makes the performances a whole lot of fun to watch. I did like all four of these performances, and Lily Reinhart in particular is mesmerizing as the witchy version of Regina George, trying to keep her coven together even if she has to kill somebody to do it. Say what you like about the campy nature of this movie here, but Reinhart is serving attitude up on a platter. It's a lot of fun. And note that I also said camp, because I think that your enjoyment of Forbidden Fruits will match your enjoyment of campy fright flicks. Look, if you're okay with larger-than-life stories, lots of simmering tension, and shocking secrets that honestly aren't that shocking, well then you might just have fun at this movie. If you require more serious drama, yeah, then this one isn't for you. I mean, I can totally see myself, say one Friday night with a bunch of friends and a bunch of drinks, deciding to rewatch this movie and just having a giggle at the silliness of it all. But then again, I did take a class in cult film and midnight movie madness. So despite the camp appeal of this movie, I gotta say that my biggest regret here comes from the horror aspects, or honestly, the lack of horror aspects. Sure, things do get very bloody in the end, but I wish that the filmmakers had leaned into the more supernatural elements of this story. They make it seem like it could be witchcraft, but it could also just be the weather. It's kind of a cop-out. Don't give me a witchcraft adjacent movie when some girl power hocus pocus would be a lot more fun. So ultimately, I think this Forbidden Fruits is a very hit and miss movie. I do like the performances, I do like the production design, which I think is solid here, and I do like the fashion in this one. These young ladies are having a blast dressing to the nines and trying to show their witchy characters here. But I think the story needed to go harder, and I think that the blood and the horror of it needed to be bloodier in order to make this work as a horror comedy, as opposed to just a melodramatic comedy with some horror elements in the end. So with that being said, I give Forbidden Fruits 2 stars out of 4. Now honestly, I went and saw this one in the movie theater and I was the only person in the theater. I wonder how this would have played had there been somebody else in the theater with me. Who knows, maybe if there was somebody sitting next to me, we could have laughed at the silliness on the screen here. Standing by myself in the movie here, it was a little painful and a little slow at times, but hey, that's me. Did you see it? More importantly, did you see it with some friends? If you did, hey, comment below. I'd like to know your thoughts and your experiences here. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get these reviews as soon as they drop. And of course, check out the podcast. We do it every week. It's my friend Joe Fryer and I. We get together and we chat about all the week's big new movies. Just search for Two Movie Guys wherever you get your podcasts. So there really weren't a whole lot of new movies in theaters this week, mostly because we have a new Mario Brothers movie coming soon, and so all those theaters are going to go to the family entertainment here. But there is one more movie that I want to talk about that did open up in limited release this weekend. So coming up next, we'll talk about this documentary called The AI Doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptist.